It is about that ideology, which is totalitarian, theocratic, political, and imperialistic in nature. And that's what we have to be focused on, is the ideology, not the individuals. Because when I was in Iraq, and if I was in Afghanistan, or the people that we are working with over in the Balkans, there are people that want a better way of life. But what we have to have is principled leadership in this country. Because when you look at the national security strategy, it says nothing about Islamic terrorism, Muslim extremism, jihadism. It is completely whitewashed. When you have a head of the Homeland Security Department that says she is more, she likes the nuanced word of man-made, man-caused disasters and not acts of terrorism. When you have someone such as the Attorney General that is not comfortable with saying certain terms, you put yourselves in a position where the reality of your enemy must become your own. You cannot wish away the problem and be as an ostrich and put your head in the sand because you expose a certain part of your matter. So I think it's very important that we have individuals that have gone back, read and studied the Quran, read and studied the Hadith, read and understand the Sirah, that can speak on fact and on principle and say this. This is about standing up for Western civilization. This is about standing up for us as a constitutional republic and the rule of law, which means that individual rights and freedoms are preeminent. We must not get to the point where we are so hung up on multiculturalism on steroids that we are willing to sacrifice our own culture and who we are. And that's the threat and that's the danger when you look across the sea to London, you look to France, you look to Belgium. I went back a couple of days ago and I read the story about what's happened in Malmo, Sweden. Malmo, Sweden now is down to 769 Jewish residents because they pretty much so just intimidated and run them out. I see these bumper stickers around down here that say coexist. And I believe that we can coexist with other people because that's what the United States of America is all about. But coexisting does not mean sacrificing who you are and your own culture. And I'll give you a great example. How many people remember Theo van Gogh, the Dutch filmmaker?
Yes.
Okay, Theo van Gogh was attacked because of a movie that he made. And he was shot and then stabbed to death on the streets. One of the witnesses heard and reported that as Theo van Gogh was being stabbed in the chest, he said to his attacker, "Can we just talk about this?" I have to tell you something. In the figurative sense, when someone is driving a stake into your country and into your culture, the time for compromise, negotiation, appeasement is over.